Hi everybody, welcome to the reunion of TLWL Dallas.
This season was playful, fun, and just a tad bit scandalous. There was competitions, drama, conflama, and a lot of alcoholism this season.
And honestly, I'm just excited to get in this gig. Shall we?
Dre, was the casting process this season any different than the previous seasons?
Actually, no, honestly, this time around, we took a way more professional route. Lance actually helped me with casting because he wasn't supposed to be on the cast originally. We casted months ahead. Like we casted February, like when we came back from Colorado, I think it was.
Oh,
And
damn.
it was really hard to pick this cast this time because we only had a certain amount of spots that we wanted to give to new people because we had so many OGs we wanted to bring back. So casting this season was not last minute like Colorado was. Colorado was just kind of like everyone last minute. This was way more planned out.
Why'd you choose Dallas?
The OGs, after Colorado, everybody was like, let's go somewhere warm. Let's go somewhere warm. We were going to do Puerto Rico, but because of COVID and all the restrictions, we couldn't do Puerto Rico. Then we were going to do Arizona, but it was too similar to Colorado. So we ended up doing Texas. We were like, fuck it. It's hot. It's somewhere we've never been. It's new. Let's just do it.
Clay, being the only Texan in the house, what were you expecting to walk into?
I didn't really know what I was walking into. I haven't met very many people from New York, Jersey area, and I knew most of the cast was coming from there. I didn't realize like how different it would be. I thought everyone's the same. We're all in the United States, so I didn't realize how different personalities would be.
Yeah. Maybe that lends to your whole that we'll talk about later down the line with your whole Southern hospitality argument with
it's a real thing.
Cindy, you are a one-woman party. The kiki and fun you bring is contagious. Was that the energy you plan to bring in the season?
I always bring that energy because guess what? I'm the energy. And that's point blank. We live the party. We breathe the party. Some will be a little rest, but you know.
Listen, I loved every moment you were on that fucking screen.
Now, Miss Lauren, you were missed, bitch.
The excitement JT had when he fucking saw you, I've never even seen that like at all, period.
What made you want to come back? Did you miss TLWL?
I miss the drama a lot, honestly. It's fun to watch. You know, I'm a labor. I won't be in it. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
If I'm in it, I will probably die. But I just miss seeing everybody. I haven't seen John in I think it was 5 months before that trip?
Yeah.
I don't even know, something around that. But it was just fun. I wanted to come back, see my friends.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Dre, you mentioned that you were going to change your approach and the Mr. Nice Guy attitude that you had. Why the shift in approach?
Oh, clearly, if you watched last season, I got fucked over by someone who I thought was one of my really good friends. So coming into this season, I was like, you know what? Let me not be oh my God, so naive and oh my God, these people are gonna be my besties after this, which clearly they weren't. I don't think anybody in the house genuinely liked me at the moment because I wasn't the Dre that I always am going into the season. So I feel like I held my own, and that's why I had a lot of the problems in the house because people thought they were going to disrespect me.
Okay. Do you think that might have come off a little abrasive instead of not nice?
No, because I know for a fact Tiana and Clay are here, and they could both say that I was very welcoming and very nice up until issues occurred in the house.
Now, Easy, you spoke about wanting to add some sazon to the season if it got a little bland. Do you think you did that at all this season?
I'm not gonna front. I jinxed myself saying that. I didn't expect myself to actually be put in a predicament like that.
Yeah.
But hey, the show was going pretty slow. Even On just said it. Nothing was really happening. So I guess it was just dragged.
You had to do what you had to do, period.
Yeah.
JT, 6 seasons in a row. Do you feel like you'll take a break off the show at any point?
Yeah, I'm never coming on again. No, I'm kidding. It's just a pleasure to honestly be on the show. I just go to have good times. I go to meet new people and make new experiences. So I love being here.
Tiana, you and a couple of other roommates had quite a few things to say about past roomies and even the OGs. What was it about Ava, Christina, and even Amanda that you didn't like?
I mean, I feel like Ava is very you know, she feel like she runs shit, so she gonna move like she runs shit. I mean, all powers to her. Christina, she's bad. She got a nice little booty on her. And I'm gay. I'm a little gay, so you know, I was checking it out. I was like, oh, ooh.
Yeah, happy Pride Month.
And what was the other one?
Amanda,
Oh,
your
yeah.
favorite.
Amanda. Oh yeah, my favorite. I'm part of the Amanda fan club. I'm obsessed with her. When I went home, I didn't think about her. I don't know what was wrong with me. My inside thoughts be coming to my mouth.
The reason the OGs were being talked about so much is because the OGs run the show. Like, I'm gonna just say it with my chest, the most unmemorable cast we will ever have on TLWL. That's why Amanda was being spoken about so much, because she wasn't even an OG on the show, and she provided more than half the newbies on this season.
Dre, I just had to rebounce back at you because I told you I was gonna ask you this. What do you think is so different about this cast from last season?
Not everyone, but a lot of these people are fraudulent and can't be real.
Can I please ask names? Ooh.
Tiana, Clay, Easy.
Easy.
This is just the honest truth. I feel like they tried to narrate their own little stories, and I know a lot of the OGs, whether they want to speak up or not, can agree with me. They tried to narrate what they wanted to narrate when it was their turn to go in the green screen, and some of it didn't even match up with the fucking content. Like, thank God I'm a good editor, because they tried to really hide what was really happening in the house and make people or certain situations look crazy. Perfect example, like Tiana at one point really tried making Lance look crazy.
I feel like I kept it a buck.
You would go in your green screen and have not much to say, and the second the cameras were off, you were saying shit, and everybody.
Exactly, because there's only so much you can give the show. I don't want to look crazy. I mean, I told you, I kept it a buck. I was like, Lance was popping off at the mouth, mad crazy. Anybody that was there could tell you that Lance looked mad crazy. He looked crazy.
For people that was in the house and the whole experience, Lance crazy. I guess some of y'all just like to eat shit. And that's one thing Lance will never do, is eat shit from no one. So I'm going to speak up on it always. At the end of the day, I don't have nothing against Tiana. I don't have nothing against anybody I got into it with on the show. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit back and let a motherfucker think they can say what they want. But when Clay brought up the situation to Tiana about Southern hospitality, it didn't come across crazy. But let Lance have brought it up, it would have been crazy, because I'm the firecracker. I'm happy to be a part of it, and I helped Dre with a lot of shit that motherfuckers don't even know about, and they take a lot of shit for granted. And that's why I speak up so heavily on a lot, because people don't know the work that I put in aside from this. I don't get a single dime from none of this shit I do, but I do it because I respect the project.
He is one of the realest people on the cast, in the franchise. He does so much for this entire experience. And him and I were the only two there that knew all the shit we went through to be in Dallas, for these people to be acting the way they were acting during filming.
Because honestly, it goes even back to casting. Like, I don't even like to push shit like that on the table, but as many times when we was trying to figure out what works for the best. Like, does this person work for, like, because we have talked about what Dre Media is given for future seasons. So we knew that next season was LGBT. So we're like, okay, well, this person is really good, but should we just wait and let them make their grand appearance on this iconic Pride season? Or should we put this person debuting in a caucus challenge first? Or we was just trying to fit puzzles, because there was many people who could literally sit in this table and be a part of any cast. We could literally have a cast of any set of people, and it's going to be a show, but we tried to put together the best product.
Tiana was called rude about a KFC drive-thru incident, but I personally couldn't see it. There is a fine line between being direct and rude, but in hindsight, Tiana, do you think that you maybe came off a little rude?
Like I said, like I'm not a rude person. I'm just like I'm a New Yorker. That's about it.
Yeah.
I was defending Tiana with like the Clay drive-through situation, but looking back at the season, I was seeing that she was making faces when I was talking to Mike, and I kind of did not appreciate that, because during the season, like, we were friends, we were being buddy, and then you made a face when I was talking about something that was actually sacred to me. It was something that had to do with like my business, and I was talking to Mike about it. So I just want to say that I didn't appreciate that.
No, I definitely was looking at it. I was like, what was I even making faces at? Because if you look at what you guys are talking about, it's definitely something personal. So I honestly don't know what there was to make a face about. So I do apologize.
Even with like the whole fiasco that we had, like once I sat down and took like the emotions out of everything and processed it, I could see like where I was wrong, but I also see where she could have done things differently. And then with the Cindy stuff, and then like even with the Clay stuff, it's just that's why in this new stage of life, I realized that like we have to remember that everyone is different in some shape or form, and we deal with different type of things differently. I'm able to react the way I want to react to something, and you're able to react that way. That doesn't make someone crazy or cuckoo or weird because they, like a crystal, or they want to pop off about being woken up. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just
Tiana, like, this is my question to you. I don't know what was real and what was genuine in the house with you, because towards the end of the trip, I felt like, damn, like I really fuck with Tiana, and like I misjudged her, and like I would want to be friends with her. But then I rewatched the show, and it's like, and like you were just, anytime we had music playing or we would make comments, there was always a face or like always comments towards everybody else in the house. And then I heard that you were also talking shit about the whole Clay and Easy thing about me. So it was like, damn, like, does Tiana fuck with me or does she not? Because like I fuck with Tiana, but not if she's not gonna be real with me. Because I don't mind someone telling me you're wrong, you're this, you're that, but like I just didn't know, like, damn, is Tiana my friend or is she like fake as fuck?
Right.
Word. To respond to that, I definitely could say that all of what I presented on TLWL was genuine. I have no reason to not be 100% myself.
Yeah.
But I'm like I've expressed my emotions through my faces. So I'm not gonna tell you like, oh, this music is trash. I'm gonna just make a face like, what this is. It's not even on like being judgmental. It's just like something that I've never experienced before. Yeah, it's like a reaction.
I did want to take a short break from, the snowball that's starting to form with the drama, because I definitely want to get into it and I have my questions, but I just wanted to talk about the horses axe and how much fun it looked. I've never been axe throwing. I've never fucking held an axe in my hand.
It was so much fun.
I'm gonna get an axe on my foot because I'm a little clumsy, but once I got the hang of it,
yeah,
10 out of 10.
I do not throw axes. We shoot. Like we shoot over here. Like it's we don't use knives. Sorry.
Lance, the victor of this competition, do you in fact have a nice axe?
Well, actually, I'll give the cameras a little show because I actually I'm getting ready to go out now. So y'all want to see it? Get into it.
So the way I kind of formatted my questions was literally the structure of the show. So episode 1, I had the questions, and then episode 2, episode 3. So if it goes on and off between the drama and the spiciness and the opinions and the competitions and the fun playfulness, please just, stand by. Tiana and the others wanted to go to the store, but it led to a spicy interaction between Tiana and Lance when he was awoken from his slumber. Lance, your frustration came off a little aggressive, but low-key justified. What specifically got you so heated?
Initially, I didn't even throw it at Tiana. I just was popping off like in true Lance fashion and speaking up about it, not necessarily directing nothing at Tiana. But as y'all can see in the episode, Tiana walked up and said, like, you're bugging. And I'm like, no, like she was like, you're bugging for the camera. And most people know, like the real people who really get to know me outside of this shit know that like Lance pops off camera or not, like I'm speaking my mind. At the end of the day, I am who I am. And I don't have any beef with Tiana, but from things I've heard, that I'm not the one that she ever will want to continue a friendship with outside of the show. So I'm not gonna like pull a dead horse or beat a dead horse to try to be friends or get to know someone who don't really care to get to know me.
Lauren and Clay, I peeped you guys in the background during all of it. What are your opinions about this entire back and forth?
Getting in someone's face, like if I'm getting in your face, then it's a problem. And so I feel like that was like a little too far. But other than that, like if you wake me up,
I didn't get in her face like I was gonna hit her though, Clay. So don't make it seem like that, baby boy. We're not gonna do that.
I mean, you got in her face.
If I didn't back up, you probably could have got really close to me. It was the fact that I was backing up, but if I did this, it would have touched you. That's the thing. It's not, you weren't like this, but you were like.
I know Lance, and I know he wouldn't do that, but he was in her face, and so that was a little much for me. But again, if someone woke me up in that sense after they got to take their full nap and they got to wake up by themselves, and then they woke me up after I was tired, I would be upset too.
I was scared, but also I just woke up too, so I was like, all right, I kind of get it. And it was already getting late, so I get why he was frustrated.
After everything, Tiana and Lance had their resolution and kind of talked it out. But Tiana mentioned that she didn't want to continue a relationship with someone like Lance. Do you still hold those opinions, Tiana?
It was just the fact that something as small as that could really have him like pop off, no offense. And that kind of scares me. Like I'm not a, what's the word? I don't like confrontation. And to think that could be like a possible, that's a possibility. It's like, it's kind of like, if I can avoid it, might as well. But if we're like in a scene and I see Lance, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't fuck with you.
In the hot tub, Dre marked his territory all over Clay's lips, and his intentions were made clear. Clay, who were you keeping your eye on for the potential Mr. Now?
So me and Dre, let's just go all the way back because I am so.
So
me and Dre had talked before, like literally maybe once a week we would have a conversation. We both knew what was kind of going on going into the house. Like we knew, like that's pretty much what we were going for. We were gonna meet, we were gonna see whatever. We get to the airport and like it's just not like we meet each other. It's, you know, and I know we had stuff to do. Like we had to go try to get the van, and that was not working out, and it was a stressful situation. But I was just like, okay, like not really the introduction I was expecting, but whatever. And so we go to the house, and then it's from the beginning, it's just him and Sebastian stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm over this. Like they're fighting, they're talking about everything, and like I'm not gonna get involved in that. And so I just pull myself back, and then just me and Easy like started vibing, whatever. Like now, if it was on Easy's part, it was just for the show or whatever. It is what it is. I have no control over that. Like that's not my fault. But for me, like I actually was vibing with him, and it was a cool experience. And you know, and that point, I was being genuine. So again, like I don't understand where me being fake came from, or who, you know, why he feels that I'm fake, because everything I did was genuine. I went in, thought that Dre was gonna be the person that I was talking to, or that we would have a friendship or whatever it would be. I didn't know what it was gonna be. I've never met him before.
Yeah.
And then just going to Easy, like we just literally, I mean, the first day I don't think I talked to Easy once or twice. Like did not talk to him. But then as the trip went on and I got to know more people, like me and Easy just vibed more.
So his attitude wasn't too young for you.
No, just when he was really drunk.
Dre, what say you about what he just said?
Okay, so this is because it's probably gonna get brought up later again. First of all, me thinking that you're fake has nothing to do with you going after Easy, vibing with Easy, whatever you want to call it. I thought you were shiesty. When we got to the airport, we got some bullshit news that we couldn't get the van. So I was stressed the fuck out. My bad that I didn't like run up to Clay and like propose to him right there and then. Like I was pissed off and nothing was going the way it was planned. And I was embarrassed and I was pissed and I was like, yo, like this is so embarrassing. Like there's newbies here and like we can't even get a fucking van. Like I was pissed and I was under a lot of stress. Then moving into the house with the whole Sebastian thing. First of all, let's clear one thing up. Lance knows this, and I'm so happy that Lance was there. Sebastian wasn't supposed to be there. That was a last-minute decision, and he paid for it, and I wasn't going to be a dick and be like, oh, sorry, I don't like you anymore, so you're not going, can't give you your $200, sorry, but I'm keeping your money.
Oh, damn.
Clay wants to make it seem like, oh, like, the vibe wasn't there, but, like, I was busy doing what I had to do, which was film my show. My intent wasn't, like, I wasn't there trying to, like, find love and date Clay. Like, it wasn't that deep. Like, I just wanted to have Clay there, like, hey, you want to cuddle tonight? Hey, you want to have fun? And if we didn't click, we didn't click. And that's fine. And we genuinely didn't. So that whole narrative where it was like, oh, Dre's jealous because they didn't click. No, it wasn't that. It was that I had priorities and being in love in the house was not my number one priority.
I never said you were jealous. I've never once, not on the show, not out of the show, never said you were jealous, not once. If you have a clip of it, please send it to me.
No, I'm not saying you specifically said that. I'm just saying in general, it's like the storyline of the season.
I understand you had stuff to do, but that doesn't change the fact that like we didn't get to vibe. Like that doesn't change the fact. Like I get it, and I respected the show. I respect what you have to do. Like I know what it takes and stuff. I just don't understand.
Because I was being told by multiple people in the house that you were upset because I wasn't giving you the attention that you wanted.
I was definitely the one who told him that. It was a conversation that me and Clay had, and Clay was like, if someone was interested in me, no matter if their ex is there, who is there, that shit could wait till they're back in Jersey. And I talked to Dre about this because I feel Dre was wrong. If you had your intention set on Clayton, you should have been focused on Clayton.
I feel like at the end of the day, Clay and I are both right and wrong in our own ways because you had a different motive being there than I had a different motive being there. I didn't take that extra step because in my eyes, I was like, I'm not here for love. Like, this is just like something fun. And if it's not enough for you and we're not clicking, that's fine. But I thought like it was cool. Like, I thought like, yo, if by the end of the night you want to cuddle or you want to do whatever, then let's go. But if I wasn't giving you enough or I wasn't offering or you felt like I'm not dealing with the situationship that's going on in the house, that's fine. It really just came down to, and I know there's not a lot of options in the house, but I know it's going to come up later in the reunion. It came down to the relationship that me and Easy had, which I'm ready to explain everything when we get there.
Now, when Jalen came in, he immediately clicked with Mike. And they were playful and friendly, and honestly, I lived. Mike, was it just a house fling, or do you still keep in touch with Jalen?
It was just a house fling. I mean, it was a lot of fun. We clicked on a lot of different levels, and like we just spent the day together. It was so much fun, and it was a break from the house and everything.
I was told Jalen wasn't going to be here, but I'm seeing now his little webcam. Hello, Mr. Jalen Roach.
I came late to both shows, the reunion and the season. So
I love Jalen.
You're consistent. Before I ask you what I wanted to ask you, I'm going to start with a preliminary question. How did you feel walking into an entire full house? Everybody, already had their stuff packed. Placed around. The food was already, ready to be eaten. Things were already lived in, and you walked right on in.
Honestly, it was a really interesting experience. I feel like it was very unique that I came in late. At that point in my life and where I was, like personally, what I was dealing with in my personal life, I was just ready to get the hell out of what I was dealing with and just have fun. I just wanted to have fun. I knew my best friend Lance was going to be there. And I'm like, I'm going to have this experience with my best friend. He doesn't even know I'm showing up. And I was a little like concerned that people were going to wake up and say, who the hell is this random guy sleeping on the couch? But I was pretty well received by everybody in the morning. And it was honestly a really, really, really good intro. Like that next morning, I felt so welcome.
I just want to say, I'm so happy Jalen showed up because dead ass, like, I don't know, like in 48 hours, I felt like that was my fucking brother from another mother.
When I got there, I was like, I want to go wake up Lance. I want to go wake up Lance. And everyone was like, no, you don't. You don't want to wake up Lance. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like Lance would be excited to see me. And Dre's like, I don't like, everyone's like, I don't know. And then I found out like, oh, he got mad at someone breaking up. And I'm like, he's not gonna get mad at me. Like, let's just, I want to wake him up. I don't want him to wake up and see me like lay on the couch. I want it to be a moment. And it was iconic.
I definitely wanted to ask. I don't know if you heard Mike's testimony on the grilling question. So did you maybe want to continue the house fling outside of it with Mike? Or did you also want to just enjoy it for what it was, continue on with your life and wish him the best?
We live across the country. So we both have our own separate busy lives. And we were both there to have a good time and just have a fun vacation. So it was just fun for what it was.
He's lying. He's lying. That's my best friend. I'm going to put it on blast.
Call him out.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Colorado Springs. So Jalen was supposed to be in Colorado Springs. That's my best friend. So I get back from Colorado Springs and I'm letting him know like how things are. He watched the show, so he knew some of the personalities. So, he was like, how was Ava? How was this one? How was that one? And he was like, honestly, like, if anybody would mess with in the TLWL world, it would be Mike. And I'm like, because I didn't end Colorado Springs good with Mike. So I'm like, Jalen, That's not the type of vibe you want to be around. I'm trashing Mike. No shade to my best friend knows. I trashed the hell out of Mike after Colorado. And he's like, but you know me, I like to formulate my own opinion. I'm like, yeah, I want you to do that if you ever participate in another season. When I found out he's here, I'm like, okay, let's see if he's going to explore that option. So I literally shipped the whole like situation that was going on. And I even like talked to my friend afterwards, and my friend was genuinely hurt a little bit by certain things, since things could have been approached a little differently. Mike is not the type of person either to just say, hey, this is what it is, we're having fun. But Jalen took it as, maybe this could be something. And that's what I think a lot of people have to realize in this scenario. If you're not willing to continue the conversations after the show, state your intentions early.
Going into the season, watching old seasons, I was like, okay, if there's one person I thought was kind of like handsome or attractive, like it was Mike going into the show. And so that's like, oh, when he was there, it was like, cool. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe something will happen. But it is what it is. Whatever happens, it's going to happen. I'm emotional, 1, and 2, I'm emotional drunk, and 3, in the moment, I want to be present. I want to live in the moment. And so I feel deeply. That's why I'm a singer and a songwriter. We didn't have that conversation till like the very, very last day, which is where maybe confusion in my brain got onto, because like I said, I was just living in the moment and taking it day by day. But honestly, it's like, Mike's a cool dude. I have no hard feelings against Mike. If I see him again, we're gonna kick it, drink tequila, have a good time, party, go crazy in these minis.
As you should.
And have a good time.
Me and Lance were rooting for that shit, and I was like,
because we never saw Mike in that light.
He came in and we just like had a day. He was down and have a good time, and like that's why I'm there too.
Yeah, and when you're also there, it's also different than when you get home. You get home and you're like, oh yeah, like why was I all caught up over wondering what his intentions were, yada yada yada. Like I have my own life to live out in San Diego and I'm living in LA, and it is what it is.
Mike,
another question for you.
Do you feel robbed from a steamy makeout session with Sabrina?
Nah, I can get it whenever.
Oh,
I love her though. She was a good one. She was a good one.
Is she?
Is she though?
She was.
The hot tub had more personality than her. Sorry.
Not the van.
Oh.
Yep.
I think Sabrina had a lot of personality.
No, she definitely had personality, but like if you think about show wise,
she was
my girl gave. Like me and her made a great connection at the end, but like full like transparency. I think that and that's another thing that the tea that we could drop too in casting. We cast Sabrina because of her friend Laura and her connection with JT as a friend. Laura was definitely the person. She was supposed to be on the cast, and she was the person that we were casting outright. And Sabrina by proxy kind of got cast when a couple girls dropped out.
Yeah, I'm definitely add to that. She's definitely, no obviously disrespect, love her, known her for a long time, but she's not like not a show person. She's not really like that super vibrant, like extrovert like I am. So she's definitely a different character where, maybe this isn't the best setting for her. So she just maybe didn't gel as well, but she is good people, behind the cameras. And
if she's not a bad person, and if you actually watch the show, she's messy. She just does, like, that's what I meant by like people weren't real about the things. Like she would be messy, but then like not own what she was doing.
And I just have to say, every time I said to clean the house, she would always make some kind of face. And I never saw it up until the show. We was in the van and I was trying to like come from a place of love. So understand.
I saw that.
Oh, cleaning the house. And she had a tremendo face. I wish she was here, but not here. So if you see this, Sabrina, make that face to yourself because your room there was a mountain of clothes. It had to be said. Sorry.
Oh, y'all can't talk about Clayton good girlfriend. Y'all can't talk about Clayton good girlfriend in here, girl.
She just didn't like connect with a lot of people. I feel like I don't know.
She didn't even give me the time of day because she was eating you and Sebastian's assholes and
same
the whole time.
Her best friend,
like literally,
her best friend Laura, if she was there, I think a different Sabrina, because
and
Laura is what makes that come out.
Yeah, and that's what the producer mode went in my mind, because I'm the one who originally told Dre, like, hey, if Laura was here, they would be dynamic, but separately, it didn't work. And, just me personally, like, I was actually a roommate, and after, like, getting to know everybody, I went to Clay, and I was saying, like, hey, nice, happy that you're here, friend, like, this is who I'm vibing with, this is who I'm not. And I literally told Clay, I was like, Sabrina, did not give me the time of day, and I'm in the girl room. And he was like, oh no, you gotta get to know her. Try it. And like I said, we ended on a decent note, but it's definitely not, I don't know, it's just she's not really the most approachable person.
This Is Not a Party had a lot of competition and a lot of eliminations that led to heads bumping even for the good Judies.
There were many competitive people as well as people that just wanted to participate.
Y'all had some fun moments, but it did get very intense. Let's start with the slip and slide.
Lauren, baby, I have to ask. Was that slip and slide plotting against you with that full-on wipeout that you had?
On Jay's nose, I don't fucking run. For me to run on top of her wasn't even a good idea in the first place.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have been in that.
Mike, I also saw your instant replay maybe a solid 20 times. Did you smack your chin on the ground?
I just hurt my stomach really badly.
Oh, damn.
The worst belly flop, but
yeah, I heard the noise, so I didn't know if it was the jaw.
it might have been. I don't remember.
Now, Janice, you were not having it with how intense the game was getting during deliberations and such. Was voting for yourself a way to slip out of it?
I was definitely you know me, well, you don't know me from the caucus challenge yet, but I'm a competitive person. When I'm in something, I'm in something. I'm not just gonna give up so easily, but this wasn't the caucus challenge. It was drinking games at the house. I didn't like that. I was there to have a good time, and I'm not here to have 1,000 people talking in my ear about this is what you should do, this is what you should do. And so I basically voted myself into elimination because I didn't want to hear anybody else's mouth anymore. That was it. And
She took me with her.
Right.
I didn't mean to take Andre, my sister wife, with me. That was never the intention.
Now, Cindy, you put on a show when you decided you wanted to quit. And listen, I'm not fucking playing. But can you explain yourself? Did you think these games were a joke?
Okay, first of all, I was drunk as shit. Second of all, I love playing games and I love winning. So I can say that I won. Denise was saying everyone was in my fucking ear and I couldn't. I was too drunk for that. I was getting hungry. And yeah, and not only that, I thought there was a prize of the security deposit.
Where the fuck did you get that?
I'm sorry. I voted Jalen because when we were in that circle, even though I was drunk, he was staring at me like scary. And I'm like, I'm gonna vote him because he's staring at me and then one thing led to another, but I love Jalen.
It wasn't shown, but let's give a round of applause
to Clay for winning the entire mini challenge. Everybody.
Ooh, he won off of bullshit.
Well, and he's still a W.
Is the caucus challenge something you may consider if you got the call?
I love competing, and if I got asked to do it, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Work.
So here is where it gets real after the drinking game. Chaos ensued and shit just went down the hill.
Lance, how did you feel after the whole altercation and the one-on-one with Jalen? Has anything changed with your relationship, and are you guys still close after the show?
Thing is, a lot of people didn't see because this didn't make the camera, but me and Andreas actually got in almost equally as heated argument. Jalen just barged in our conversation, and I'm like, pipe down, dude. He didn't want to listen, so I said a couple words, stormed out. Cindy stormed out. I closed the door on Jalen because I wanted to have a conversation with Cindy and let his drunk ass stay in the garage. Jalen's drunk, so he protrudes to bust in, and I chin check him and hey, chill out. Hey, you know me, chill out.
So my whole thing was how could you get so furious at me and treat me less than for doing something that you just did 4 rounds ago? It got really hypocritical. And because I was drunk, it was easy to say, oh, shut up, you're crazy, you're drunk, yada, yada, yada. And it's you're not gonna lock me out the house and just blame it on me being drunk when every point that I have is valid.
Lauren, I have to ask, what do you have to add about the fight? Because you were right there, mama, you had front row seat, 3D goggles.
Bitch, I was in fucking 4D at that point.
You almost got swung at.
I was so confused because all I wanted to do was eat tacos. I was so fucking hungry after competing and all that shit. We didn't eat all day.
Yeah.
So I was I'm just trying to eat. And then I hear the door slam open. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Now let's circle back to the house flings in the house. There was a lot of playful flirtations between many of the boys, so I'd love to get into it.
Clay and Easy. When did this become a little thing? And what went down under those bed sheets?
Clayton came up to me. He goes, "Can I sleep in your bed? There's a lot of people in my bed." I was like, "Yeah, why not?" I knew where it was gonna go. My situation back home was I was single, so I kind of wasn't in the right headspace, and I was so out of character. But that's how it went about. In the sheets, nothing went on in the sheets. Nothing rated R. Nothing, fucking, no, nothing of that. We were sharing a room with Cindy, Tiana, and Sebastian right above us. We didn't do anything disrespectful. Like I said, I was in the right headspace. It wasn't anything crazy.
Okay, and Mr. Clayton?
Lies, Easy.
Yeah, so I mean, my view is definitely different. Obviously, I didn't know his situation back home. I didn't know all that stuff. Like, again, I think that what people don't realize too is like, all these people have relationships. Like, they know each other. They're literally best friends. And so, we don't know their situations. We don't know what's going on. I don't know even how close Easy and Andres are. Like, I don't know these people at all. And so I feel like, they expect us to know that, but we don't. And so I say it definitely started that night. Like, we just ended up in the bed together. I guess I asked. I mean, again, I feel like it's all on me, but that's fine. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, he's doing what he's doing, and that's completely fine. Once I start talking to someone, like, I am trying to talk to them. Like, I don't like doing the whole like, oh, we're just gonna sleep in bed tonight and that's it. Like, and so I did, like, throughout the process. We did it that night. We slept in the same bed, and then like the next day we like continued it, because that was my thing, is like, is this just for the night or is it for whatever? And so the next day, while he was sober, we still were sitting together, holding hands, whatever. I feel like I look like a fool a little bit, which is fine. Like, it happens. That's what happens when you make yourself vulnerable. That's what happens. You can get shit on, and so it is what it is. I don't have any regrets. I did what I felt like I wanted to do, like, with my heart. I just, which is why I get so upset when people say I'm fake, because I think that I'm actually 100% real, and I do everything that I want to do, and I go with my heart. And so, as much as I might not be attractive or whatever, I would just like to let everyone know that it was checked in multiple times, and it wasn't just me. And so,
that's
no
a fair point.
disrespect.
That's a fair point, but to me, like, everyone knows how I am. I really don't care. I don't.
That's the thing, is that we don't know who you are. I don't know who you are.
I didn't think much of it. I was just in the moment. Like I said, I wasn't really in the right headspace. I was just more looking into having fun. I was horny. It is what it, like you said, it is what it is. It happened. No regrets. It was just in the moment, and that's it.
Yeah. Do you think you may have crossed the line in your relationship with Dre?
The situation with me and Andres, it was kind of a whole miscommunication. He was arguing with me about something else. He was upset with me about me doing things with Clayton in front of camera, which is something that I don't do. I never put my shit out there. At home, this doesn't, like, they don't know this exists. So I have two different lives. So he was concerned about me telling him that I wouldn't want him to put this out on YouTube or on his show, which is a fair point. I knew what I signed up for. I knew what I was doing. So at the end of the day, I wasn't going to tell Andres, no, don't air it out. I personally knew that. But in his situation, he thought I was going to say otherwise. But on my end, I thought he was fighting with me about Clayton. So the whole show, it just looks like I'm fighting with Andres about Clayton. And it just looks like Clayton's in the middle of two best friends. And he just them fight. And now they're arguing about a guy. So it was like, what the fuck? Like, Andres is my best friend. Andres knows I would never do anything intentional to hurt him. So that's why I was really upset with how he came at me. And like in the room, you guys saw fraudulent, fake, all that. So I was just like, what the fuck?
I love you, Easy, but I'm gonna keep it real. Clay keeps swearing up and down that he's real, but there's way more. And if people keep fucking lying, that's what I said. That's what was gonna happen. I know, like, that's what I was so mad about in the house, that I look crazy and I look dumb because I wanted to hook up with Clay because I wanted to have someone in the house, and then my best friend went and did it, and then I look even more crazy because it looks like I'm jealous or mad that.
But Andres, we spoke about
the
way you act, like even when we came back to Jersey, within 20 minutes, we resolved that situation.
No, but I already knew I looked crazy fighting with Sebastian because a lot of the shit he was saying to me wasn't airing. And then like now I look dumb because like I'm like, oh, Clay this, Clay that, like I'm gonna kiss Clay, my option's Clay, and then he goes and fucking gets with my friend, and my friend allows it. Like it was a lot to deal with. So I'm gonna admit it was my fault. I was being petty. I was over it. I fucking hated everyone in the house at that point, and I made a slick comment towards Easy, and that's what really ignited it. But like I just said, if you want to be real, like let's be real. Let's be fucking real. More went down in that room than what they're saying.
I already said what we did in the streets, and that's it. If he wants to say something else, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly.
And you agree, is that what went on? Did that go on? That's exactly what went on. Whatever me and Clayton had, that low-key would have been in under the book. Realistically, if you hadn't confronted the situation, maybe you would have seen us partnered up in situations or like whatever, a little fling on the side.
But I could vouch.
Crazy.
I could really vouch for Dre. The reason why what Dre is trying to say is that Clayton, you're being played like Boo Boo the Fool because Easy is playing the fuck out of you like hardcore. So you need to put the shit on Front Street. It's the reunion. You don't need to save face with someone who don't even give a fuck about you.
I'm just saying it's not me being malicious. It's me clearing my name because this is what I was worried about the whole season. Y'all are not about to make me look crazy and stupid. And
Andre,
I'm not Easy. I'm not talking to you because we already cleared it. You know,
no,
we're good. I'm talking about in general. Robin?
No, I was just feeling like it was towards me.
I shouldn't have fucking opened my mouth and called you shiesty because that's what started. But you have to understand that I was already mad. Like I was over it at this point. Like I just felt alone. Ask Lauren, Lance, and I was crying my eyes out every fucking day in this house because I was fucking miserable. And Lance and Lauren are the only two that knew that. We had a whole fucking mental breakdown outside. Then I come inside and you and Easy start doing your thing. Like I had just been talking about like my situation with Clay or whatever, and how like, oh, I don't feel like I've gotten the time to talk to Clay because Sebastian's ruining it for me. All these different things. So you have to understand, like I said, be real. What I'm saying is you don't have to say what you don't want to say, and neither do you, Easy. But Easy and I know the truth. And that's all I'm saying is that you guys want to keep, that's what I meant by earlier in the cast. What's the difference between Colorado and this cast is you guys like to beat around the bush. Oh, we cuddled. Oh, we did this. Oh, we did that. Oh, it was not, no, like there's way more to what was going. I did not just flip out because you guys fucking had a little kiss. It escalated. I was already mad. Then we started screaming at each other. I mentioned multiple times, if you watch this fight, I don't care about Clay. I don't care about Clay. I care about me and you because I didn't want to have the option. Do I post my show and do what Drake?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was.
Or do I act Easy? I was initially upset and mad because I felt like I was gonna look stupid and played out by my friend and Clay. 100%. That's what it was at first. Then when I started realizing, oh wait, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck because I already confronted you and you guys are still in the bed and you're still doing your thing. Now it's a thing where it's like Easy's business is going to be out there and he doesn't want that. And then what wasn't caught on camera was Easy telling me that he was going to put hands on me, him breaking the ring light, and him threatening to tear up all the fucking contracts and
true.
Cameras and everything. That's why I was so fucking mad at him. Not because he kissed Clay. So that's the truth.
Originally, what I planned on doing, there wouldn't have been a season. I planned on breaking his camera and taking the SD card and throwing it in the lake. That was one. I did break his ring light. That was kind of just when I get angry, and this is exactly why I don't like putting my business out there, but when I get angry and I don't really know what else to say once I'm not like being understood, I do like
resort to violence.
Yeah, I do like to swing. I've never had to get to that point, but it was just so annoying because I was so angry at Andres. Like, why are we fighting? Like, to me, it was like, why are we fighting right now? It gave the show some oomph. At least it gave the show.
It did.
Right, that was the sazon you were trying to put into it. Got it.
Now, Lauren and JT, baby, how did it feel in the moment?
The next day when Dre and Easy weren't speaking to each other, were you actually worried about how this would affect?
Were you actually worried that this might affect your friend group in real life?
So I was having a mental breakdown as well. I don't like my friends fighting. You can ask any of them. I've seen my friends fight. I have a breakdown right after. It worried me that they weren't gonna be friends afterwards. Cause like I was asleep during all of that. I woke up to everything. I was just like, what the fuck just happened? I was scared it was gonna take off after the show, but I'm glad they handled it by themselves.
Right.
So, yeah, I think me and Lauren were both asleep because I'm pretty sure I woke up to the same situation. Friends fight. Me and Andres have had heated fights, and vice versa. We fight. It was a tough road, but I'm glad everyone got through it, and I'm glad we were able to be friends still.
Work.
Clay and Easy, how was your situationship going? Where have things gone after filming?
We don't talk anymore. Had I known how close Andres and Easy were, that they were best friends, like you're going in, Andres is best friends with Lauren, Easy, JT. Like, I don't know who is what, but Mike is not like one of their best friends. He's just been on the show a lot. Like, you don't know everybody or what their situation is. If I could change it, would I change it? Yes, 100%. I would change it. Hold on, let me finish. I would change it 100% if I could. I would not do it, obviously. Again, like Lance said, I'm being played like Boo Boo whatever. I 100% did what I wanted to do and got played to look like a fool. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He pretty much cleared the situation. We don't talk, nothing crazy like that. On my end, I feel like you do know that if you do watch the show, I feel like Andres and I are besties forever.
Yeah, of course.
Like
I don't watch the show. I only saw Colorado Springs. You weren't there.
follow
You weren't.
the Instagram, and you heard the conversations, the OGs, us taking selfies together. We're best friends.
Again, all of you.
All
of you.
I don't regret it because we were in the moment, but if I had to choose not to do it again, I definitely would not do it again. So
Work. Now, he isn't here to defend himself, but Sebastian got permission to have his fun with people there, in the house, I mean. But it seems like he was kind of shooting his shot with anybody with a dick in the pulse. Now, Mike, did Sebastian really try to get with you?
Yeah, the night that we were outside talking, he tried to get with me. Like, thought that was ridiculous, and I just feel like he shouldn't be out here if he's trying to hook up with anybody but his boyfriend.
And Lauren, if I heard correctly, Sebastian also tried to get with you as well.
Yeah, we were in the kitchen and he tried to kiss
My
me.
wife.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm married, bitch.
Right.
You even tried.
Right. You had the more tumultuous relationship with Sebastian. Did anything happen off screen that we didn't see?
Glad you asked. Let me whip out my list of everything that went down. Basically, he's a fraudulent ass motherfucker who's not here, and this is what I have to say to him and his boyfriend who are gonna watch because they're fans. You're a fraud, okay? Matt, Sebastian, your boyfriend, get him off Grindr because he's still on there. What else? Like I said for the millionth time, if I wanted you, I could have had you. Any guy in this house. If Clay wanted Sebastian, he could have had him. If Easy wanted Sebastian, could have had him. Mike, Jalen, even if Lauren, if Janice and John were like, yo, you want to get pegged right now? He would have been like, right. Don't play with me because they are trying to, I don't know, try and make me look stupid or whatever. And that's not the thing. Do not disrespect me. Sebastian and I left that house on good fucking terms. So for him to come out of the house and him and his little boyfriend to be social media gangsters pissed me off.
Throughout the whole season, your favorite saying was,
if I wanted him, I could have him. And I just gotta ask, how much of that rings true about anybody you mentioned?
1,000,000% Sebastian. Easy knows. Easy and I and JT and I have spoken about it. Even Lance, he's not here right now. Going into it, Sebastian said if I got with anyone in front of him, he would lose his shit because he would feel disrespected and that he didn't want to see me doing anything with anyone else. So coming into it, he wanted me. That's number one. Cindy and I had a moment with Sebastian in the hot tub. When everybody went to the grocery store, it was just me, Cindy, and Sebastian in the hot tub, and he was all up on me, all over me. And the second everyone got home, he got out. He got out so fucking fast. You would have never thought he was dry as a motherfucker. You would have never thought he was in there. And honestly, no disrespect, respectfully, I think I could have gotten with Clayton if Sebastian wasn't there and I gave Clayton more time.
Now, I kind of wanted to talk about the final altercation with Sebastian.
Mike
and Dre, you were
there when this went down. Can you give us a clear rundown of what happened?
Sebastian wasn't supposed to be on the show. Like, he was a replacement. Like, he's replaceable. Like, no one, like, he wasn't even supposed to be there. And he was trying to pull a, like, I'm too good for Dre Media and they want me on next season and I'll never do this shit again. And baby, I love you and I just want to be with you when I get home. But no, that's not the case, because if I wanted him, he wouldn't be with his man. And that's really what it was.
Can I just interject?
Yes,
I just want
please.
to say from a Dre Media standpoint, we do not need Sebastian. Like, the people of the faces of Dre Media create enough content to continue. Like, he was just there to fill a spot, honestly. And coming from like a cat, because I am casting for next season, or I was casting for next season, and he wasn't even a thought. So this was all stuff that he was pulling out of nowhere.
Yeah. Wow, Jimmy said that. Damn.
I don't know if it's going to get brought up, but when, like I said, Sebastian and I left on pretty okay terms. And I mentioned in the house, I did not want Sebastian to go because once I am done with you and you are not in my life, you don't get all these privileges. Like, I'm not trying to suck my own dick or anything, but being on Dre Media and TLWL is a privilege. Like, we create memories, we create bonds, and like, how many people can do this? I didn't want to give him that experience. And guess what? I gave him that experience. And guess what happened? Guess what? The one thing I didn't want to happen happened. Him and Easy linked multiple times after the show to hang out. Not anything sexual, but they were friends. So like, do you see what I mean? Like, you're disrespecting me, your boyfriend's disrespecting me, you're saying all this shit about me and my show, but now you want to be besties with my bestie? Like, get the fuck out of here.
It's unfortunate that he did that, because when I would hang out with him, like, it was never shady. When his boyfriend posted that thing about Andres, I was like, of course. Of course, now it's escalated. And now we're not friends anymore, because Andres mentioned in the group chat how I stated that his boyfriend wants to be a part of TLWL or was thinking about it. And I did tell Andres, like, that's not talking shit. That's just in case he does apply, Andres knows what's up. You know, like, nothing crazy. But yeah, it was just an unfortunate event.
Yeah.
People show their true colors at the end of the day, and it is what it is, you know?
Right.
If I'm being honest, like I said, the two motherfuckers that aren't here were the ones that I was really going to drag, because I'm going to say this right now. I'm apologizing to Clay for coming crazy at you, because I shouldn't have called you shiesty. I was going through it and I was pissed off and it was immature of me. And Tiana, I fuck with you. I don't know if you fuck with me, but you two are cool. And I can honestly say, especially Clay, you did what you had to do and you made you made an impact on the show. But Sebastian and Sabrina, wait, I don't even know. What's her name? Her? Yeah. Don't fuck with them. And I'm gonna just stay quiet, because I'm gonna get crazy if I keep talking.
What's the tea with Sabrina?
She doesn't talk to any of us. She did. I'm pretty sure the only person she spoke to after the show maybe was Clay for a little bit, and John. Because can everybody raise your hand if you still talk to Sabrina? Because I don't see any hands going up.
I mean, we have each other on Snapchat. She does. I mean,
she doesn't. But that's the thing. Like, nothing.
We snap.
Not even a hey, hope you guys. Nothing. Like, not once did she talk in the chat. Not once did she promote the show. Nothing. Like,
no way.
Show wise, I would definitely have to say no. Like, this is not nothing. No. She is not the person. You know, out of the show, you know, I hold her close to me. Good people. Again, that's why sometimes you don't mix friend groups, because they're two totally different vibes. She's two totally different people.
And I also just didn't like how, like, Cindy mentioned, Cindy's one of the probably the person everybody wants to be friends with. And for her to think that certain people in the house were her friends and then rewatch it, because I had conversations with Cindy. She's like, oh, I understand you now. Because that's how I felt. I'm not going to be friends with these people in the house just because, like, that's not how I live my life in real life. And then you guys are talking shit about this or making faces. Like, no, be fucking real and say how you feel with your chest.
Okay, enough with the drama for now. Let's talk about your night in the neighborhood.
Janice, we saw a whole new side to you. How was that night?
That was not me. I don't. That was literally my twin sister. I was not there. I'm not old enough to get into clubs, so I don't. That wasn't me.
That was your twin
Like,
sister Shanice.
yeah. Okay. I don't know who let her out the house. But honestly, like, I enjoyed myself. It was also the first time we went out like as a couple, so I was like, let's just make the best of it, and that's what we did.
So, how did you all enjoy the night out? Were there like some memorable moments? Did anybody like bust it down on the dance floor? Like, what happened at that club?
I want Cindy and Easy to be a stripper, and that's it.
Cindy
Yeah, they both could definitely do it.
They definitely can. Like, that's a show. Like, fuck Chippendales. Like, we need Cindy and Ethan.
I think the club was fun. I think it was very needed for the house. Everyone let loose. Even me and Andres, even when we were beefing, we did end up in the club dancing together, grinding up on each other, you know, having fun.
Word.
But
it was lit.
Even,
like I was voguing. I ended up twisting up my ankle, so you probably didn't see me towards the end of the club scene because my ass was on a fucking high chair because I hurt my ankle.
Did want to know, did you all really stay an extra night in Dallas?
We did. I had to call out of work the next day, yo. It was.
What did you guys do?
What happened?
We had flights at 6 a.m. It was like 3 a.m. We didn't clean the Airbnb. We were not packed. Like, we literally were all on the phone with the airline on the way home. Like, we're not making it. Sorry. Like, we're stuck.
Yeah.
Now, the viewers don't know this, but I have special access to the TLWL Dallas group chat. So I know the team.
Dre, you have gotten into multiple social media and group chat virtual arguments and have been throwing shade all season long during its airing. At one point, you even mentioned this was the worst cast and experience you've had and that you didn't like anyone. Are these statements in fact true?
Yes and no. It definitely was one of the worst experiences that I've had. Like, I had so much fun, but I was like crying. Like, I hadn't cried like that in forever. And I was crying so much because I was like, Easy's my best friend and I'm going to lose my best friend.
I thought me and Andres were actually done, yo. Like, shit.
It was like a fucking breakup. I don't hate this cast. I've grown to love them and like watching it. Like, I do miss them here and there. Do I wish they were a little bit more real, I guess? Yeah. Or like more genuine, because I didn't feel like it was genuine at the moment. 100%. Other than that, everyone that's literally here plus Lance, they're Dre Media. They're my family.
How do the rest of you guys feel about, the cast and, the season's experience as a whole?
I would say that this cast was.
I never liked that.
Anyway, I would say this cast was interesting in like its own way. I mean, it wasn't my intro season, that's for sure. But everyone individually has their good side. But when it comes, like Andres was saying, when it comes to content, I just felt like it wasn't giving. But season 5's hard to beat.
Yeah, period.
Yeah, I just want to say everyone, the cast-wise, like individual people, from Clay to besides Sebastian to everyone else, I really feel like you guys are all just really good people in general. Maybe for the show we just didn't mix well. Maybe as cast members we might not mix well.
But to go off that, I think this season was. We've had better season. Andre said it himself. This season was definitely all our mindsets were on vacation mode. We didn't really take it that serious in terms of Dre Media, which is why it was kind of like ass. But the newbies, I actually really did like the newbies. This is the first season I actually befriended the newbies. Like, we're really cool. But I enjoyed it. Despite the little drama, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, because you be shady with the newbies. I be peeping in previous seasons.
It's just like they're not my friends. I don't know their intentions. That's not my next.
Yeah.
I will definitely say I enjoyed the Pocono season a little bit more. Maybe because it was summer. I don't know. I definitely enjoyed that season a little bit more, but I can't say I didn't love this season either. And yeah.
I mean, I definitely liked all the rookies this season. They were all pretty nice. I think I vibed with all of them. But Felt like they could have delivered more. I love you guys so much, though. It was a good season.
Well, I love everybody. I will never have issues with anybody. I love the newbies, honestly. But they could have gave more. But I mean, that's coming from me. I don't give shit besides alcohol. Shit.
Right.
But
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like they could have gave more because this season was the first season where we really like put more effort into casting people and I did a real casting, and you guys did something during your interview to stand out, and like it just wasn't present during the show. Like we know you did or said something during your interview to like put yourself there, but like why didn't you deliver?
No shade, but like Jalen literally was there for 48 hours and was the newbie that delivered the most. Like he had a fling, he had drama, he cried, he had a great time. Like this motherfucker was the show. Like he literally
delivered. I thought Clay
Right, he's
delivered.
the most famous out of all of us. He should deliver.
But if I must say,
Clay delivered this L because he sucked. No, I'm kidding.
if I must say, Jalen was also a season 5 cast, not season 6. He was a season 5 cast. So there's that.
For all the comments about the newbies not delivering, I feel like I definitely delivered plenty. I feel like I respected the show. If we were supposed to do something, I did it. If we were supposed to, I definitely did what I was supposed to do. I definitely feel like all the OGs saying that the newbies didn't deliver, like some of you might not have delivered that much either.
The reason why we didn't deliver, well, me, is because, every season, it's tiring.
Honestly,
take it back at home.
We don't have to deliver. Like we come and we're who we are. We don't. What do we have to deliver? Like we're here and that's it. If there was a couple of J Media, ask Andreas who it would be.
That's good. Yeah, y'all were a good couple.
As a whole, the cast just didn't. Everybody was on vacation mode. How Easy said, I felt like the newbies and even some of the OGs came and were like, oh, we're just partying. Like we've been in a pandemic. Like we haven't been out in forever. Like let's just fucking vacation. And that was not the case.
Yeah, that's the thing is I don't think it was just the newbies. Like the OGs, like there was definitely times where you were frustrated with them too. And like, guys, can you please take this seriously? Like, can you try? And you never had to get on to me for that because every time you asked me to do something, I did it. Even after we were fighting,
and I'll still say I have respect for Clay because even after all the bullshit we went through, he promoted the show. He still promotes the show. He's reached out, like he's here at the reunion, like that I will give him. No one saw on the show. Me and Jalen had like the best fucking friendship in the house. Like that was my best friend in the house.
For anyone that's like applying or looking to get into the show, like that is the hard part. Is just know like you're going into a group of friends, so there's no like separating them. And not that you're trying to separate them, but there's no like they have each other's backs. And if that means you're gonna look like a fool or you're gonna be embarrassed or at the end of the day,
I feel like that's very biased because Cindy's not in our friend group. Her best friend's Easy. Mike's not in our friend group. Janice was nobody to us, and they opened up to us. And yeah, we're always gonna have each other's back, whether we're fighting or not, because for lifers. But realistically, we are not closed-minded to have like we have. Mike is like family to us, like to all of us. He said it. We open arms. Lance. Same thing. Janice knows like she's like family to us. For me, I reciprocate what you guys give me. And I did not feel like any of you guys opened up to me and wanted to be my friend outside of this besides Jalen. That's why it kind of felt like, oh, you guys have each other's back.
I think that I definitely tried to be your friend. And not only your friend, I think I tried to be your friend. I tried to be JT's friend. I tried to be Janice's friend. I tried to be Lauren's friend. Like, I think I tried to be all of her friends. And like one little thing like costed all that for, with that, I don't even feel like I really messed up one, but that cost all that. But I tried to be y'all's friends. Like I wasn't mean to anybody.
I feel as though the home situation, like, yeah, we have each other's back. So I feel like it's out of my place to go tell at least you, Clay, like what's happening at home. Like if that's going to happen, like if you're going to find out, you're going to either find out from Easy's mouth or you're going to find out from Andreas's mouth, about their own situation. Obviously we were cool. Maybe we're not best of friends, but we definitely vibed out. I just feel as though, it might be just a little hard when there's like stuff going on. I didn't feel like I distanced myself, but I just feel like when stuff's going on and there's like static, it's like hard to like kind of like just continue on that smooth vibe when, stuff is just happening. But I felt as though we were still cool. So
if I could say something, is that like being someone who's not part of the OG group, like they're people that like, yeah, they're gonna defend each other always, but they're gonna call each other out when they're wrong. Like I've been hanging out with them like at Andres' house and stuff, and like if John's wrong, they'll call out John and they'll say you did something wrong. Like so they will call each other. It's like you're trying to make it seem like they're only gonna defend each other, but that's really not the case. So, like just don't try to make them out look like to make them look like bad people. I understand what you're saying because like yeah, it's a strong bond. I said that when during my first season, like they're gonna defend each other. It's a strong bond, but like that's just not how they will. Like that's not. They're not gonna try to alienate you for no reason.
I'm not trying to feel bad at all. Like, I mean, that's literally what anybody would want. Like that friend group is like literally goals. Like everyone like that's badass. Like me, I watched last season. I wanted to be in it. It's just kind of a warning. Just know like there is people that do know each other, and it's not all strangers coming in. You are the stranger.
I want to chime in too because I didn't get a chance to like answer like the
yes, please.
Question. So I'm enjoying the show. It's been great. I love it. We're doing great. We're living. Janice said earlier, it sucks that I literally got COVID 4 days before I was supposed to fly out for Colorado Springs because I really feel like that was my like rookie season that I should have been on. I felt that when I was here in Dallas, I felt like I connected more with the OGs than I did with the rookies. Maybe I just had a different experience, but I feel like all of this like bullshit drama and the disability to be able to talk about what's really going on in your brain, like as an adult, is the reason why I think a lot of people left this vacation and had a bad experience. I was living my best real world moment, which is why, I feel like I had the ups and the downs of the season of having a fling, of crying, of arguing with my best friend. And at the end of the day, I had like a really, really good experience. I don't know about anybody else who was like a rookie coming in the game, but coming into the show. But those 2 days, I feel like I just wanted to pack everything I could in those 2 days. Because even though I was late, I texted Dreas, get ready because I'm coming in eager to make up for lost time. I want to just have a good experience because prior to this, I've never even gone to like a group event or a vacation and even drank before. I was a pastor for 5 years. This was like my first experience to really just go crazy. And I'm glad that I will say every experience I had with every single OG in the house was more welcoming than I could have ever imagined because I watched the season before because I wanted to analyze how everyone was. And I didn't expect to bond with JT and I didn't expect to vibe with Janice and Cindy and Pocono. I had no idea what this bitch was going to be like in real life. But we know we've all had our short bursts. I've texted Lauren like some music that hasn't even released yet. Cinder Mystics has given me some tarot readings on Instagram Live. I text Dreas and all that kind of stuff. And so I don't know. If I got asked to come back, I was invited to come on the next season, but I'm shooting a music video at the end of the month and I can only have like 1 weekend off for like 2 months. So I'm excited for the future and I feel blessed to be a part of this like family, this dysfunctional family. It's still family.
Go ahead, Tiana. Close it out, baby. You the last one.
Yeah, like I have very small friend groups and I'm very family. Like me and my sisters are really the only friends that we have. Like I don't have any friends. I have like 2 good friends who live in New Jersey and that's so low maintenance. Like this experience that I had, I've never would have thought I would even be on a vacation with that many people that weren't my family. So it was really cool to like go away, especially just turning 21. I was like, oh shit, like we're lit. I was like, is this real? Like, is this shit really fake? Do people really act like that? Like the closest thing that I watched is Jersey Shore and Bad Girls Club. Right. I'm going on there like, what personality am I gonna bring? Am I gonna like pop off at the mouth? I don't know.
Right.
It was really cool.
I just want to thank all of you guys for spending this time with me and thank Dre Media
for allowing me to appear as a host for this reunion once again.
Hopefully you guys will see me host the next season and the seasons to come after. I have been your ever-charming host, Tobias Keith, and the cast and I are ready to get out this bitch.
But wait, I have to say something. Easy and Andreas both owe me $10 for making me cry in the club and losing my lashes.
Everything I did on this show, no homo.
And I just want to say, I think you guys owe me the security.
I just want to say, big body.
Big body.
Seriously, guys.
New York, even?
Even?
Seriously,
Guys, I'll
guys.
meet you guys in Mexico. I love you. Bye.
I love all of you, and I can't wait to see what Dre Media has to offer. I hope to see you bitches back, whether it's Caucus or TLWL.
You'll never see me on that.
Waiting on the call for Caucus, babies.
So, but round of applause for Keith because he killed the reunion once again.
Yes.
Bye, everybody. Go to sleep.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Going out.
You. Andreas, I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
And that was for you, Dre. That was for you.